Hello, Plymouth Park UMC church family. It's Marcus. I wanted to offer an update about our plans for worship through the month of May. We are going to follow what was said in my last update to be online only throughout the month of May, with no groups happening on premises or in person. We'll continue to try to stay in best touch as possible through email and phone calls and the different kinds of online gatherings we've been able to have. And we will continue to have weekly worship that is recorded and put online to interact and engage with you. But I also wanted to follow up because it's important that you know why we're doing this. We don't do this because we feel deeply afraid. We do this because we love you and we want you to stay safe and healthy. We have had guidelines offered to faith communities by Governor Abbott's office and by the Centers for Disease Control. And in all of those guidelines, in every phase of reopening to whatever normal will look like, we are still encouraged for anyone over the age of 65 to avoid crowds and worship online however and whenever possible. And the same is for anyone who has health concerns that could put them in greater risk or vulnerability. That includes diabetes, asthma, heart conditions, and other health concerns. It's good for us to be honest as a church family that our average age at Plymouth Park United Methodist is close to 70. And all of these decisions weigh heavily on me as a pastor. But I especially have a very hard time imagining saying, hey, we're open for worship except if you're over 65 or except if you meet these conditions with your health. I can't stomach what it would look like right now for us to have to turn people away from the doors and trying to open too soon before all of our church family can gather safely together. Throughout this month, I'm committed to continuing these updates, and I'm committed to working with the leadership of our church and ministry council, the staff, and any information that we can have to discern the best way forward as we move through May into the summer. Know at the core of it continues to be loving God and loving neighbor, that greatest commandment we have from Christ, and living out that commandment through those rules John Wesley gave all United Methodists of first doing no harm, then doing good, and then attending to those ordinances of God, as I like to say, staying in love with God and sharing that love of God with all who we would encounter in this journey of life and faith together. As I said, this doesn't come easy for me, friends, but I take serving you as your pastor as my highest priority, and meaning that no person would be in harm's way through any way that we would gather. And in that time, we're going to be committed to offering the best worship possible online. I continue to be so grateful, more than I can say, to the work of our staff who have been so creative and the flexibility and patience and creativity each of you has shown us, and the work of folks like Jeff Bongfeld and Tom Rubeck who have offered so much of their skill and ability so that we could all stay engaged and connected as best as possible. If you have questions or concerns, please reach out to me. You can email me at marcus, marcus, at ppumc.org. You can find us on our Facebook page. You can get information at our website, ppumc.org. But know that I'm in prayer with you, that we're here alongside you, and we want God's love to be tangible in your life. I keep saying it because it's so true. If everyone in our church family stays healthy through this, and it feels like it was an overreaction to worship online because everyone got to gather together again and we weren't missing anybody. That was the point during this time. So join with me in prayer for those affected by the spread of coronavirus. Join with me in the discernment about the next steps for our church, and join with me in pursuing that love of God and neighbor by staying as safe as possible during this time. I can't tell you how grateful I am for you, how much I love you, and how much I need you during this time, and how much it puts me in awe to serve alongside such a passionate, welcoming, and generous congregation like you at Plymouth Park United Methodist Church. Thanks for letting God's love shine so brightly through your lives, particularly in a time where things can feel so dark. You are the light and love of God in your world.